Right now, this is your WHUC Sports, Hines' very own.
Hello and welcome to Sports Journal, your weekly source for all things sports. I'm your host, Tyler Dotson, and we've got an exciting show for you. Today we have someone who has traveled all over the world and has played the sport that he loved and now is an assistant coach for the men's basketball team, Tremayne Russell. Let's give him a warm round of applause. Thank you for coming. Coach Russell, tell us a little bit about yourself. Why did you come to Hines?
Okay, so I have a basketball background, as you stated. I've played throughout my life. Now, after retiring from professional, I wanted to get into coaching. So part of coming to Hines was, a step in that direction and my new passion and journey.
So you stated that you played professional. Mm-hmm. Would you be talking about being a standout player at FIU?
Not really at FIU, but more or less in my pro career. I played in DR, I played in Peru, I played in Bolivia, a little bit in Italy. So, yeah.
So how is it being from overseas and coming here to be a coach?
To be honest, it's funny because it's very similar in some aspects. When it comes to, coming into a new environment, a new place that you don't really know as much, and you're just relearning everything with new faces, new people, and you have to have some mental toughness and awareness in that.
So you said mental toughness. What are the hardships you've been through being
some hardships, I would say, traveling the world is nice, but, not knowing the language all the time can be a bit frustrating. Missing time away from your home and your family. And my daughter, sometimes can be hard on you. So that's where that mental toughness comes in. You have to understand your purpose going into these positions.
So you're a big family man?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So being away from them at this point must be very tough for you.
It is, but, I take time away. We do a lot of FaceTime calling. I speak to my daughter every day. I speak to my fiance every day. I'm big on family and us staying together throughout this process.
Okay. So please tell us what got you to become a coach, an assistant coach?
Let's back up a little bit. Right after, I would say, my professional career, I started my own company, which was professional player development. I got a likeliness to that, and then that got me recruited into my assistant role. So, I always had a passion for the game. Now my new passion is development and mentoring to the youth and those up-and-coming players who have aspire to have the same dream as mine.
So you're basically giving back to the sport that you love?
Absolutely. Always pay it forward.
That's good to know. So seeing as how you were a player, what skills will be brought from being a player to being a coach, such as, getting the team ready, being a part of the game planning for the season and so forth?
That's a good question. It translates. Obviously being a player and being a coach is two completely different views and, what the eye of what you see the game. One being a player, you're on the court, you're actually live in it. But on being in a coaching stance, you can overview and see a lot more of the game, which comes a lot more knowledge and learning from that aspect. Translating, I would say what translates a lot is, number one, is my IQ, my energy, because you have to have a lot of energy in the room, in that building. And, earning the respect of players through my actions and how I live my life.
You said earning the respect for players. How have you gone about doing that in the offseason?
You just got to be able to relate to each individual. You have to understand when you're dealing with any person in life, everyone's different. So you want to take the time to be detailed in that particular person or player. So it's the same thing on the court. Every personality on the team is different. You got to know how to talk to them. You got to know how they respond, what they respond to positively, what they respond to negatively. And that's how you get the most out of a player.
Well, thank you for telling us about yourself. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about the upcoming basketball season.
Thank you for having me.
The Radio and Television Production and Broadcast Technology Department is an intensive, hands-on training program designed to familiarize students with multimedia reporting. We welcome the best and the brightest students to come join the community at Hines Community College, Utica campus. Students receive up-to-date and dynamic instruction from faculty members who are dedicated to fulfilling hands-on training using state-of-the-art equipment and facilities. I invite you to learn more about Hines Community College Radio and Television program and join us on our great journey that focuses on student success.
Contact Timothy Chrysler at 601-885-7071 for more information.
I have assistant coach of the men's Bulldogs team, Tremayne Russell. As the season draws near, what expectations can be placed on the Hines basketball team as they try to come together as a unit?
Right now, the expectations are minimal. Not saying that we don't want to accomplish a lot, but we understand that it's a process in what we're doing. So expectations currently right now coming into season is just making sure the players are locked in, they have energy, they have focus, and they're stacking days is what we call it.
So being as so you said y'all are stacking days, you know, getting ready to get them in shape for the season and getting them prepared mentally and physically. How are y'all going about that? What are y'all doing to keep the team, I want to say, coherent and together as a unit?
Well, right now we're just having workouts, individual workouts, some weightlifting, some conditioning, and it's been going actually very well. You know, we have about 20 players right now, and it's very competitive. We made a big number just to keep the competition level high in the gym, so that keeps everyone on their toes. We also have a few bonding exercises that are coming up this Friday. We're going to go feed the homeless and also go to canoeing. We're going to do a plan of canoeing for our players so that they can do some extra bonding.
So, building, you know, chemistry with a new team, being as how you are a new head coach, and, you know, bonding and getting the players to really understand you and where you came from. How is all that going so far?
It's actually going great. You know, they've learned me enough. You know, they've taken a likeliness to it. You know, because I'm a player's coach. So, you know, I'm not just a typical coach that's just going to tell you what to do. I'm going to be the coach that actually gets in game and show you so that actions can lead, you know. So they've taken a likeliness to it because a lot of the things that I am teaching them, I'm also doing it myself so they can actually see it.
So you're more of a hands-on coach?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Not to say, you said you're a player's coach, so that means that you understand both coach perspective and player perspective. How do you bring that to the coaching staff?
I would say just being myself, actually. You know, it's hard to put it in words, but, you know, part of being a player, you like I said, you have to understand the game being on the floor. And then when you're a coach, obviously it's a different viewpoint, but, you know, just understanding, like, you know, different personalities within the game, different mood swings, different actions, different mannerisms that you would only know if you were a player, because you have to experience those mannerisms to understand, okay, why is this player giving me this response? Why are they doing this or not doing this? So being a player helps understand that standpoint. Being a coach, now I get to coach those mannerisms into structuring them for us to have the best that we need to win.
So my final question for you is, now, the season hasn't started yet, but when it does, what is your team's long-term goal?
The long-term goal is to win a conference championship. I believe we have all the pieces that we need talent-wise, but talent can only get you so far. We need to work hard, continue to stack days, and we need to be consistent in that, and also consistent in our accountability, you know, as players individually and as a team. So we have a few goals in place, and that is the actual long-term goal is to win a conference championship here at Hines.
I'd like to thank Assistant Coach Tremayne Russell for joining us on Sports Channel and sharing his personal journey as a team development and up-and-coming basketball season. Remember to like us on Facebook at Radio and TV Productions and subscribe to our YouTube channel. To keep up to date and on all stories surrounding Hinds,